Oh, should be going.
So what do I do about the breaks if I'm live?
Bird? Unless that's what I was asking if you had a custom PSA that you have to read off of the script here. You said you and Joey did it before, so you were just
Like when we record the polls, he just like counts when like there's supposed to be like a break.
okay, it should be good. So go ahead and start.
Like I can start now.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, you are live with me. I cannot wait to start this show. So I'm just going to introduce me and the show. So my name is Mariah Carpenter, but on other shows I get called Chanel Sunrise, so we're going to go with that. So I am super excited to do this on my own, and let's talk about beauty. So beauty has evolved so much in the last 5 to 10 years that I just think that somebody needs to talk about it. Obviously, there's millions of people around the world talking about it, buying products, going out and exposing themselves to this new era of just being absolutely the best you. And so I am super pumped to talk about why I think it is just so important, the things that matter, and what is making this beauty time period just iconic. So I'm going to mention that on this show, it's going to be a lot about makeup, a lot about, there'll be things about natural beauty, there'll be, trust me, I'll make it as well-rounded as possible, but if you are sensitive to things such as, I believe that, makeup is important, that, if you're definitely a person who's like, oh, you don't need makeup, or you don't, I'm sorry, this is what we're talking about. We're talking a lot about high fashion, high beauty, and because that's me. I know a lot about the other side too, but you know what? I think that this is just so much fun. So a little bit about me. I have been in love with fashion, makeup, beauty for just God knows how long. I can definitely remember being a child who put on extra red lipstick before my dance recitals, or ran down the stairs after I'd barged through my mom's or my grandma's makeup and said, "Look at me!" I can remember when my mom would go to Nordstrom's and she would be getting new makeup from the MAC counter and stuff, and I would be trying so hard to see if they would ask if I wanted something, or if they would give me some extra lip gloss or something like that. Even there was a time that my grandma, when I was in 3rd grade, bought me a pink matte lip gloss. MAC, sorry, not matte. Oof, good lord, it's too early. And oh my gosh, it was like my best friend. I carried that lip gloss around with me everywhere. I made sure every time I had a different little purse, or I'd get in the car with somebody else, I was like, where's my lip gloss? My lip gloss is the most important thing. And I adored it. It was, that too probably lasted me 2 years, maybe more, because maybe 3, because I was just savoring it and making sure that the color and everything just stayed perfectly pink and beautiful. That's what I was obsessed with. I was a little girl lost in her beauty world. And as time went on, I've definitely kept up this idea. I started a full face when I was probably about a junior in high school, and I was definitely learning the trends. My mom has definitely stopped. She, after about 2002, you know, looks. That's her stopping point. And for me, no, I'm keeping up with the trends. I'm keeping it going. I love my eyebrows. I love my contour. I love my lashes. I love my lip. I want it all. I unfortunately can't wear it all the time. I don't have I ain't stacking the racks for that one. But I definitely try my best to have a look that matters to me, and I do a lot of, right now I'm doing a lot for the radio station, so I'm making sure that I have, you know, my best foot forward and my best looks forward. When it comes to dances, parties, I am trying my best because I love it. I don't do makeup because I feel ugly. I think that is the worst stigma that can be said about makeup. It's harmful and hurtful to a person because I think so many people see makeup as, oh, you're covering up your true self, oh, you're covering up your beauty, oh, you're like, what's wrong with being natural? And I'm like, TF, like, there's nothing wrong with being natural, of course. Why would I ever discourage somebody for looking a certain way? Sorry, I'm a black woman in America. I'm not going to discourage anybody from looking a certain way. But I think that makeup is an art form. Makeup, skincare, fashion, it's an art form. It's who you are. You present yourself in that way. If your presentation of yourself is natural hair, natural face, sweatpants, and a t-shirt, then that's you. That's who you are. And I don't think you should ever be discouraged for it. I give props to you. Put your hands to the sky because that's who you are. But who I am is I bake my shit like a cake. And I love the way it looks. I love when I put that setting spray on and I'm like, oh my gosh, the look is complete. When I finish my face, my hair is put up, I got my outfit put together, those Fashion Nova, I just love it. I love that finishing touch. It makes such a difference for a person when you finish, especially when you love the field as much as I do. I think when you finish, it's just like, oh my God, it's a love. And to go back a little bit, I was telling a friend the other day, she says, how did you get so good at makeup? And I said, you know what, when I was a kid, we'd always, at my elementary school, every other week or so, once a month, whatever, we'd have a mom or a teacher or somebody come in and teach us art. And I dreaded those days more than anything. Now, one, it was great because that means we didn't have reading class or something like that. Yay! That was fun. But I dreaded having to do art because I think there's a little bit of a stereotype that little girls are supposed to be good at, coloring inside the lines and drawing pretty pictures and, things like that. No. I was not that girl. I was okay. I could do it, but I'd probably be the last one done because I messed up about 10, 12 times. I broke color. I was always really rough with crayons and color pencils, so they would break and things like that. It wasn't my thing. I tried, but it just wasn't my thing. And so I realized that when I got older, that makeup was my thing. This was my art. This was something that I could do that no one else could take away from me, and it was my talent. So I ran with it. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a bit. Stay tuned and listen to our commercial break.
No, just take your break. I'm just gotta change this. What was it called now? Shit corner?
Yeah. Just put chat with Chanel.
Chat corner with Chanel.
Yeah.
Place my name?
CHANE.
is it about for today?
Introduction to the channel. It's about introduction.
Is it the end? Okay.
How do I get that?
You won't. You're
Never.
You start talking?
Yeah, you're just taking your time over. Still alive.
Yeah, those ones breaks like again, so. Okay. Okay, guys, we are back. Hope you got a chance to wiggle around because that's what I did. So as I was saying before, you know, I started back with this idea for a long time. I can remember my mom in high school telling me, like, what are you doing? Why are you taking so long? Why do you need a full fit? You know, and I hated it. You should not be discouraged for wanting to look a certain way. Like I said before, I do not wear makeup because I'm ugly. Like, TF, like, I know I'm not. Like, well, at least I like to say I'm not, you know. And I don't get it. I don't get why people see wearing makeup as covering up who you are. No, I am enhancing who I am. You know, like, it's like when a basketball player joins the NBA and they got some guns, they got a little power, and then by the end of their career they're ready. They're a man. They're put together. Their muscles are growing. Their body's, you know, and they put in all this effort to enhance the way they play, to make themselves better, stronger, faster. Why don't we discourage that? Because we see it as right. We see it as necessary. Well, I see makeup and skincare and fashion trends as necessary. In my life, I like to be a part of that scene. I love the feeling of when I come out of my room, especially now that I live in a sorority house full of girls, you know, I come out of my room and they're like, oh my God, I love that. I'm like, well, thank you. Like, it's fun. It's, you know, it's not you don't get complimented all day on the essay that you wrote. You know, so you might go in the room, you might go tell somebody, hey, I got an A on my paper. Well, yay, we're gonna clap for you. That's great. We're proud of you. But you know, I mean, it's not something that makes you. I love writing papers. I love my major. I love doing all that. But in the end, I love my weekends more when I can be me and put my looks on and go out and have a good time with everybody and go about my day and see what's new. Oh my God, like, the minute you walk into Ulta, there's always something new. It's bad. It's bad habit. It's expensive lifestyle, but it's so much fun. So I'm going to read a little bit right here from New York Times about, this is an article posted in 2016, to wear makeup or not to wear makeup. So I'm just going to give a little tidbit right here. It says, and who can blame them? Natural beauty has become less about lack of effort than about successfully hiding effort altogether. After a punishing night, After a punishing night when I use a fine pointed brush to apply my concealer to my red rimmed lower lash line, I'm trying to fake wakefulness. I cannot fault a man who would taking my isolation. Oops, sorry. Good Lord, too early. I cannot fault a man who would taking my illusion at face value rush to celebrate his own willfulness. A little interesting paragraph there, but I was trying to hit on natural beauty. That's where we're starting today. So natural beauty is absolutely important. I think before you decide that you want to get really into the makeup idea, you want to get into the fashion idea, you want to get into the fitness idea, whatever, you have to know yourself. You have to be okay with yourself. You have to love yourself. It's big news right now. All the people who are getting surgeries on their face, their behinds for sure, their stomachs, their arms, everything it's big, and it's been big for a long time. I mean, cosmetic surgery has been a thing for years now. So, it's not a new decades. It's not a new thing. So, and a lot of people are looking at it now though as, oh, they don't like themselves. I don't know if they like themselves or not, but no matter what, don't judge. Just be happy. Don't give two oops about what, the changes that people are making to make themselves their best self. That's why natural beauty is so important. You have to love what you got before you can go ahead and make it the way you think it should be. It's just like writing a paper. You don't want to turn in a shit-ass rough draft and then expect to have a perfect paper when you have to turn it in 2 days later. No, you want to turn in something that's worth it, you care about it, it's good. And then when it's time for the final draft, you polish, perfect, and make it beautiful. That's exactly how I see makeup and fashion. I think that once you've accepted, okay, this is my body type, this is my skin type, this is my hair type, this is who I am. Maybe I don't love it, but it's what I got. Then we learn how to enhance it and how to make it absolutely awesome. So for me, it took me a long time to realize my skin type, it's insane. Like I was saying about the last 5 years, I can remember when I first bought foundation, I walked into a CVS pharmacy and I went straight for Maybelline because that day I saw the Fit Me commercial and I was like, okay, this is exactly what I need, this is what I want to get. Perfect. Well, that was a no. I completely had no idea about undertones. I had no idea about skin type. I had no idea what matte was, what glossy was. Like, I knew those were things you talk about when you're buying pictures or something, but I didn't know that was like a thing for my skin. I didn't know what a dewy finish was, or I had no idea about these things. So I had a color that I looked completely orange, like absolutely terrible. I was doing my eyebrows with like eyeliner. At the time I had a brown eyeliner and I was just like, this will work. This will definitely do. And I thought I looked great. I thought I looked absolutely flawless. Little did I know about this great thing called Instagram and YouTube and tutorials that show you, sorry honey, that's not how we're trying to look. And I was like, okay, let's clean the slate, let's start, let's restart. So, I think that it's really hard when you're trying to polish you and make you the you're trying to be without having a knowledge and a background of what makeup is and the things that'll work for you and the color tones and all that. So we're going to go back to another article right now. I'm going to list off the top makeup brands today. Number 1 at Estee Lauder, 2 L'Oreal, 3 Maybelline New York. I'm going to skip a couple because we're going down to number 6 NARS, 7 Laura Mercier, 8 Chanel, 9 Clarins, 10 Shiseido, 11 Dior, 12 Urban Decay, 13 Sephora brand, 14 IT Cosmetics, 15 Saint Laurent, 15 Givenchy, 16 Bobby Brown, 17 Mac, 18 Lancome, 19 CoverGirl. Wow, I'm surprised that got all the way down there. 20 Clinique as well. 21 Elf Cosmetics, 22 NYX, 23 Revlon, and we're gonna go all the way down to see who number 30 is. Mecca. So there, and that's just this many. This is just a pinch, a sprinkle of the amount of different makeup brands there are out there today. So how can one perfect a look with so many options to choose from? That's how I felt. That's how I felt. You know, I walked into a store and saw, you know, when you walk into CVS, you got about Revlon, Maybelline, Elf, L'Oreal, CoverGirl. You got about a good five to seven to choose from with a lot of different products. And so, but if you have no idea what you're going after, it's like a foreign language. And you know, I didn't have the most help. My mom didn't really want me to wear it as much, but I was like, you know what? I love this stuff. I think it is absolutely super duper fun. It was super fun. I can't even tell you how much fun. Putting on your foundation that you bought and trying out these eyebrow looks and these lashes and these liners. It's just absolutely a great time. And I can tell you that it took time. There's no one to tell you that it takes so much time to learn this trade. To learn how to do what these people do. I mean, people go to school for this. Obviously, it's not something that's a flick of the wrist. Like, oh my god, yay, you're a makeup guru. One day, that's all it took. Absolutely not. People would not be paying $5,000 or so to go to cosmetology school if it was just like a snap of the finger and we're good. Everything's great. So, to get back on track here, I'm sorry, I'm going off about me. It's a trait that you have to learn, and you can't just jump to. So in introducing this show, that's why I want to talk about how you can't criticize people, you can't judge people. If you're one for natural beauty, you go for it. If you're one for beating the out of your face and making it look beautiful as possible for you, then you go ahead and do it. I don't think there's any reason not to, and I think it is absolutely super fun. So in another introduction here, I'm going to talk about a couple of the gurus that we're going to be going off of for this show. So absolutely one of my favorite makeup gurus. I get it, there's a lot of things behind him. Some people call him racist, some people say that he's a little too extra. You know, I still love him. I think he's renounced himself a lot. So as you can see on the sweater, Jeffree Star will definitely be one of our men that we talk about. He's absolutely iconic. That man has grinded to get to where he is, and I wish I could have as much Gucci as he does. But, you know, bank account. Anyway, so from Jeffree Star, I definitely love Nikki Tutorials as well. I think she does a great job about showing that, you know, you don't have to be this big. You don't have to be the size of my pinky finger to look hot. Like, absolutely not. She is gorgeous. That girl knows how to make a face, and I just think it's absolutely wonderful. I'm not a huge Manny person. I'm sorry if you are. I will try to include him in my episodes here, but I'm not huge on Manny. But I'm definitely huge on Patrick Starr. Patrick Starr, we're gonna have a whole episode that I could talk about Patrick Starr and Jeffree Star. There's no way I couldn't. And after those two, I do like Charlotte Tilbury as well. I know a lot of people are not familiar with her. I can give a little tidbit. Charlotte Tilbury is from the UK. She's from England. She's an absolutely wonderful lady. She's older in age, but she was older in age when she came out with her line, but you know what? It's skyrocketing. She's in Nordstrom. She has a store. I went to her store in London. Absolutely adorable. Super cute store. Very fun. Very, very different than a lot of other makeup stores. I think a lot of times when you go in a makeup store, like they had a Dior next door, they had a NARS. When you go in, it's a little bit dark. It's a little bit like, you know, you see these big images of people on the wall and things like that, and so it can be a little intimidating, especially, you know, when you look at all these things and you look at the price tags and you're like, oh my god, it's very intimidating. But I thought her store was really cute. It was all gold and sparkly, that music, little lips everywhere. Like, she was fun. Absolutely love her, and I love her products. I'm a super big fan. We'll talk about that later. And there'll be a sprinkle of some other people in here as well. There's some, like, Viva Glam K. She's absolutely fun. Bretman Rock. Yes, we will definitely be doing some Bretman Rock. We'll go around the circle and get a well-rounded idea of who and what is popping in the makeup area. And so, to continue for today, I want to ask a question, and I'm going to answer it, but I want you guys to think about it. Why do people think that makeup is covering your true self? Why do people think that enhancing your beauty, buying these products, buying these outfits, liking the finer things in life is a problem? Just think about it for a minute, and we'll come back.
Okay, that should be the 2 minutes.
Alright guys, I'm back. So I hope you got a chance to think about that question, because that's what the rest of today is going to be about. So, makeup has been around for years, centuries. We've been using these powders, these pencils, everything, lip gloss, lipstick. It's been around forever. We all know that if we probably all know that if we opened our grandma's purse, there's a little lipstick. We go into the store, we're gonna definitely see a couple mascaras at the front counter. You know, it's been around forever. It is everywhere. And there's been criticism about it for a long time, you know, especially because now makeup has evolved so much to, it used to be a lot of definition in the brows, the eyes, the cheek, a little bit of the cheekbones, you know, with that red rosy blush that we all knew and loved when we were children. But the criticism of it has grown so much in this last few years that I think I'm disgusted by it, to be honest. I do not understand, I will never understand, like I mentioned earlier, why we want to bring people down for being excited about something that I see as an art form. But yet, a lot of people don't agree with me. They think, like, there's a funny episode for all of you who watch The Big Bang Theory. Sheldon says to Amy something about makeup, and Amy says, "What's wrong with wearing makeup?" And he's like, "Makeup is lies." And she says, "Makeup is not lies." And he's like, "Oh yeah? Then why is it called concealer?" And I thought that was just super funny. You know, it's super funny, nerdy show. I love it. But it's true. A lot of people see makeup the way Sheldon does. It's lies. It's covering up who you are. It's, you know, I was with a little girl the other day, and she's absolutely gorgeous. And I told her, I was like, I can't wait till when you're in high school and I can do your makeup for homecoming and prom and things like that. And her mom goes, you're beautiful, honey. You don't need makeup. And I'm like, TF, like, stop. Like, I'm not telling your child she's freaking ugly. I'm saying that I can't wait. She's a canvas. She has these big, beautiful eyes, and she's light skinned with these blue, like, she has like almost near blue eyes. They're absolutely gorgeous. And she has this curly hair and these freckles, these cheekbone things that people love to work with, and I think it's absolutely fun. And I was like, I can't wait to do that. And her mother is absolutely naturally beautiful, and so she doesn't wear a lot. So then, for her, me saying that to her daughter is a criticism, and it's not I'm not trying to criticize anybody. I'm not trying to say that your daughter's ugly or that she needs makeup or I can't wait to fix her face. Like, no. I'm saying that she is absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to put a magic brush on that and go, sprinkle, sprinkle. Let's turn you from the gorgeous Cinderella in the beginning of the film to the OMG, look at her at the ball. That's what I want to do. That's what I like to do. But so many people see that as wrong. But I can't fathom the idea of why it would be wrong. There was one tutorial I was watching a couple weeks ago, and God, for the life of me, I cannot remember the guy's name. But he was saying that when he was growing up, you know, people would be like, oh, why are you wearing makeup? Like, well, you know, nobody was against him for being gay or anything. They were just like, why are you going over the top with wearing makeup? Why do you need to perfect your contour? Why are you working so hard to look a certain way? And he's like, because that's me. I think this is fun. This is great. This is another way to show who I am and what I'm talented at. And I absolutely believe in that to the T. I think that makeup and cosmetology itself is super important for those of us who care so much about it. You know, that feeling of having something that you're good at is definitely a big deal in American society and human nature. Finding something that is your niche is great. Like, I grew up playing soccer and field hockey, and I was damn good at it, and I loved it. I was super good writer. I was good at speech and debate. I had a lot of talents, but none of them to me felt like they were mine, because I had teammates that were damn good too. I had competitors that I was like, woof, you beat me today. But I knew when I walked into a room after I finished a beautiful look my senior year or to prom, I knew that I slayed. And that was something that no one else could beat me at. No one else could take away from me, because, for one thing, somebody could have just as good of a face as me, but we look completely different. So there's no comparing my contour to hers or her lipstick to mine, because I might not even be able to use the same things as her, or to our faces are so different, but when you're looking at it on the field, our 6 skills could be exactly the same. Whoop-de-doodle-doos. But I knew that my looks, my outfits, my everything was me, and that's who I wanted to be. When I talk about judgment and all that, there was one time I was reading this article, and the lady said, you judge somebody in the first you have 3 seconds when you first meet somebody to judge them. 3 seconds. I dare you to tell me a time that you met somebody for the first time and you didn't judge them whatsoever in that 3 seconds. You didn't even glance at their shoes. You didn't glance at their clothing. You didn't look at their glasses. You didn't see their hair. There's no way in hell that is possible. You meet somebody, you could be the least judgmental person in the world, but you're going to look at them up and down real fast. You're going to see, okay, he's tall, he's short, she's chunky, she's skinny. You're going to see that stuff no matter what. Your brain is going to say, okay, let me get a 3 second glance, okay, alright. She's black, she's white, he's Mexican, he's Asian. You're looking at that stuff really, really fast. You got 3 seconds to know what you're looking at. You cannot tell me you've never done that. And for those of you who are a little more like me, you can't tell me you haven't taken that 10 seconds to be like, oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, that's who I am. I can be quick to judge. I'm definitely a judge a book by its cover type of person, and then when I get to know somebody, I will completely change that idea if I was wrong. Hopefully I was, if it was bad things about a person, but you can completely change those things after you're done. And judgment is like, it's something that we can't get rid of. It's like I said, it's within our brains. We have that 3 seconds to judge somebody. And when I always told myself that when somebody takes that 3 seconds to judge me, I hope they're always thinking positive. I hope they're saying, oh my God, she looks so put together. Or, oh my, if I'm wearing a t-shirt and sweats, I want them to say, at least it fits. Or, I want them, if I'm not trying to look my most flawless that day, I speak well, I listen well, I present myself in a way that somebody will not be able to get a negative connotation of who I am. And especially when I have myself put together. I don't have things out of place and out of whack. That's who I am. So when we're talking about this judgment, we gotta look at who people are. Are they who you want them to be, or are they who they want to be? If they want to be clean cut and perfect, then TF, let them. Let them be who they want to be. Be your best self seems very one-sided to me. And that's what I'm going to talk about in the next second. Be your best self. One-sided or not. This is 3, right? This is break 3.
Oh, you doing the commercial break? Yes. Oh, okay.
Sorry, I didn't really press buttons. Yeah, this is 3.
Okay, this will be 3. And then how many do you have?
I have 5. So, yeah, this is 3. So the next one will be 4, and then we'll have one more break and we'll be done. After that time.
So you're on 3?
Yes. This is break 3. I'm about to go into segment 4 when this turns to 10-12. And then, yeah.
Still here tomorrow. On Q. I think I said Q. Yeah, 10 seconds.
Alright guys, we are back in live. So, tell me if I'm wrong. You're more than welcome. But I think the be your best self is very one-sided. I think a lot of people see be your best self, especially because this is evolving. This love yourself campaign, this be your best self is evolving to the T, and I say I put a lot of middle fingers up to it. Because I think it is super one-sided. I feel like a lot of people want to say, oh, be your best self. Like, she's being her best self. She's not wearing makeup. She's, she's okay with her body size. She's okay with this. And I'm sorry if I'm saying she, because I just think it's a big deal in the female world. I think, I definitely feel like guys have a lot of challenges with love yourself and being yourself as well. But I'm saying this from a female standpoint. If you have the other side, let me know so I can talk about it next week. But I don't know. I feel like sometimes when I talk about these things, people are like, oh, well, you love yourself, like, be your best self. But I feel like they're saying it sarcastically. I don't feel like people are telling me, when I tell them, oh my god, I'm so happy I just got this new Jeffree Star package in the mail, like, I got Skin Frost, I got a blood sugar palette, and they're like, go girl, like, be your best self, like, love yourself. And I'm like, are you encouraging me? Are you saying, oh my god, yay, good for you, like, can't wait to see how that look turns out? Or are you saying, do you, like, you obviously don't love yourself, so do you? And I think that's wrong. And granted, I have encountered the side that I like of this campaign many times. I definitely have had people say to me, like, oh girl, yes, like, be your best. She is living her best life. She is being her best self. When I feel that way, and I'm absolutely grateful for it. But there's lots of times where I feel like people bring each other down because we're telling people to love themselves. Like, you step off a minute. You cannot tell people they don't love themselves because they're working out to lose weight. Why isn't that being your best self? You're trying to be your best self by losing weight, by putting on a full face, by doing all these things. That's who you feel like you will be your best self when this is complete, when you have learned all these techniques, when you have lost the weight, when you have or gained it, or when you've stopped wearing makeup, or when you reach these points, that's you defining you being your best self. I feel like my best self when I am tip-top, knit, and tucked. That's when I feel like I am my best self. When I have nothing to do but get ready and slay the day away, that's when I feel like I am being my best self. I am loving the energy that flows through me when I'm beating my face. I love, if you don't know what that means, that's when you're putting on your foundation, you're baking that setting powder. That's the moment when your look is you, and you've learned these things, and you know that You don't look sideways. Because trust me, I had my days where I just like, oh shit. I could not. If I could go through some pictures back to 2014, I'd love to show y'all like, oh my god, who let me leave the damn house? But that's when I feel like I am my best self. Why is it that we have to feel like we are absolutely gorgeous and we are being our best self when we have no makeup on and our hair is pulled back and just chilling? No, I don't feel like my best self. If I in those days I'm doing homework and studying or babysitting or something like that, I'm not being my best self. I'm living my life. I'm doing what I need to do to be done and get finished with school, make some money, do whatever. That's not living my best life. Living my best life, being my best self, is when there's no restrictions, there's no obligations. It's just doing me and doing what I need to do. That's why I feel like this can be so one-sided sometimes, because I think there's half of us who see living your best life and being your best self and loving yourself as do you. Do what makes you happy, look the way you feel that makes you happy. And then there's the other half that's like, no. You need to never touch makeup. You need to never care about the way you look. You need to be happy with the way be happy with the body that God gave you. Be content. And you know, there's times that they're definitely right. There's definitely an extent that I choose not to go to. I don't think that I need surgeries. I don't think that I need lifts and tucks. I don't think that I need injections or I don't think that I need those things. There's definitely an extent. I do love the body that God gave me. I'm definitely, thank you. There's parts of me that I definitely love. There's parts of me that I'm like, ew, I hate this. Like, I'm size 10 in shoes, I'm 5'1". Like, there's things that I definitely don't like. And there's plenty of things that other people don't like. But that does not mean that I don't love who I am. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't be here right now. I absolutely love who I am. And I love enhancing that beauty with makeup. That's where we're bringing this all together right now. I think there are so many enhancements that we can do. When you get a brand new fast car, a lot of boys want to put a fender on and they want to change the rims, they want to do the interior, they want to fix it, they want a nice turtle wax, they want everything. Why do we not discourage people for caring a whole lot about their car? That's beauty. That's an art project. I think if I had a Lambo, I would probably keep that thing in pretty damn good shape. So why can't I keep my face in good shape? Why can't I contour what I need to contour? Why can't I line what I need to line? Why is there somebody saying that that's a problem? But we can buy expensive parts for a car, we can shine it up, we can change the colors and tones, and that's totally cool. Ah, sick shit, bruh. Your whip is tight. Like, why are they encouraged for it? Why is that cool? Why is that a good thing? But doing something to your personal self is a definite problem. That's an issue. I don't know. Do you? We'll be right back.
Well, you're doing a great job. I'm just having a little technical difficulties.
I'm sorry.
But you're doing a great job.
Thank you. I'm literally made up every single thing that I've said this entire time.
I think we're still alive, because I think So I think what's happening is the audio is not taking it from the mic, it's taking it from the webcam. And I can't control this would be through the mic, but I'm still getting feed. Even though it's saying it's getting audio from here, I'm not. So on the stream I can still hear the mic as it's live, so it has to be coming from the webcam.
Hey everybody, you are back here with Chanel Sunrise on beauty. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, this series is going to be a lot about beauty, a lot about talk, and this episode is a little more in depth and a little deep, and trust me, we're going to have a lot of fun on this show, but I wanted today to be a little bit more deep, a little bit more about the background of me and what I think about all this stuff, and we're going to get a lot of other opinions. Trust me, as the show goes on, I'm going to have play some Jeffree Star blurbs, show a couple tutorials, do some things, look up some research, show you guys the top products and stuff like that. Don't worry about that. We'll have a lot of fun. But today, like I said, I'm talking a lot about the stigmas and the sadness behind beauty, but why I love it so much. I said before the break that, we encourage people upping the ante on a lot of things. Let's make our house gorgeous from the inside and out. Let's make our cars shiny and sparkly. Let's do all that, but let's not cover up that pimple. Let it go, let it be. Again, you'll notice that I'm not going to phrase TF! Why do we care? Look at yourself, be happy with you, and move on. Move on. Do not worry about what somebody else is doing to make themselves look a certain way. More power to you. Look the way you feel, man. It's heartbreaking for people to rag on somebody for looking the way they feel best suits them. So let's talk about next week. So next week we'll move on from the dark and the depth. I hope you guys enjoyed today and got a little insight about how I feel about makeup and beauty and what this show is going to be about, and to know that this is a judgment-free zone. We don't judge how others want to make themselves appeal, make themselves appear to others. Do you the way you intend to, and if you have a problem with that, step off and go look at yourself and see if maybe there's something else. That's my idea. But for next week, I am so excited. Oh my gosh, it's homecoming week next week, so I won't be on air, but the week after that, I'm going to talk a lot about some Halloween makeup and the evolution of Halloween, a little bit about Halloween makeup and the fun things that we could do with it, but also a little bit about what came out in October. There's going to be a lot of product coming out this month, and a couple other things that will tie into it about like how many different shades of foundations and concealers are coming out. Like I mentioned before, you used to walk in a drugstore and see about 3 colors for dark skinned people, about 5 colors for light skinned people. I don't know, that was about it. But now I mean, people are coming out with 28 shades of foundation. That's a lot. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of effort. That's a lot of change in our time. And so we're going to talk about that when we talk about October products. We're going to talk a little bit about some interesting ideas behind, like I said, Halloween makeup. Some interesting ideas about the changing trends towards as we enter 2019. What's going to be new? What are we changing? Contouring? Are we changing brows? Are we fixing? What are we fixing up? What are we changing? So I'm really excited about that and seeing where that goes with the change in times. So keep that in mind for the next couple weeks. I would love some ideas, some things that you guys want to hear about, what we want to talk about towards as the times keep growing. And I'll also be talking about, hopefully, if I can find, like, see if there's anybody doing some crazy stuff for Black Friday when it comes to makeup. Maybe they'll drop out their ideas or give us a tidbit about how much % off we're going to be getting, because that would be absolutely swell. And hopefully next week as well, I will come in. You guys saw me this week, completely natural. That was the point of this episode. Oh, I shouldn't say completely. I do have my brows done. I do not leave the house without my brows. I don't have very thick eyebrows, so I like to have a little frame to my face. But next week, I'll be a little more did up. And so you guys can see, what I like to do, how I do my makeup, the fun things about me. And as time progresses, I would love to make one episode that I do my face and I show you guys some techniques, some tricks, some ideas, and continue on from there. So some questions to leave you guys with. What do you think about beauty? What do you think about makeup? Do you think that makeup and fashion go hand in hand? Do you think there could be one without the other? Where do you stand on, is it lies, like Sheldon liked to say, or is it beauty? Is it pure choice and pure ideas? You're purely your own ideas and what you think makes you you. Those are some questions that I want to leave you guys with, because I think that they're important, and I think that if you are into the makeup scene, or if you're not and you're watching this and you're trying to get your idea and your stance on what makeup is, then it's great for you to think about. What are you going to change your opinion based on my shows? Are you more into it? Are you less into it? Do I talk enough about what you think is important? Let me know, because I think that all these different views and opinions are important. I apologize for anybody that I may have hurt or who thinks differently of me, because TF, I don't care if you think. I really don't. Think whichever way you want. That's the beauty of our world, is we can contradict each other, we can change our opinions, we can be two-sided. I don't blame anybody for being two-sided. Be as two-sided as you want. Tell me what you think. I'm super excited to continue on with you guys, and I'll catch you in 2 weeks. Bye.